Hello and welcome to the weather update. It is 9:45 on the 25th of July, and you can see here looking at the satellite, we had some severe thunderstorms over parts of our area today. However, for us here on Long Island, they kind of fizzled out. You also notice in this image as well, you'll see that there's some smoke. There you go, right there. That looks like we're going to be dealing with tomorrow, perhaps. We'll have to look at the smoke model for that. You can sort of see that smoke over there, so we maybe have some haze in the sky tomorrow. Yeah, we had the severe weather, and let's go over that first. In fact, we're going to first go to the storm. All right, so we have a microburst confirmed in Brooklyn. So a microburst was confirmed in Bensonhurst in Kings County, Brooklyn, 3:40 p.m., with a wind gust of 60 to 70 miles an hour. So it was a microburst. Along Bay Ridge Avenue between 8th and 20th Avenue in the Bensonhurst neighborhood of Brooklyn around 3:40 p.m. today. Numerous fallen trees on the roadway and on top of vehicles. Damage to an awning of a residential home was also noted. So, apparently, we had a microburst hit Brooklyn. Here we go. Storm reports. We're going to look at the storm reports first before we get into anything else here. And you'll see here 40-mile-an-hour wind gust, and it's nothing too crazy. But there was thunderstorm wind damage in West Nyack, tree down. 43-mile-an-hour wind gust in Glen Cove. That's not terribly bad. But here's the damage in Brooklyn here. Numerous trees down, Bay Ridge Avenue. Large tree down on Kimberly Court in Union County. So we had tree damage in Union County as well. 42-mile-an-hour wind gust at Jersey City. 48-mile-an-hour wind gust at Norwalk, 48-mile-an-hour wind gust at New Haven, 48 also at New Haven. I don't know why they have two of them there. I think 44-mile-an-hour wind gust at Bridgeport. We had some gusty winds, and I'll show you some pictures from the storms. I do have a video of it, but we'll first show you some pictures. And I went to the parking garage in Mineola this afternoon to watch the storms. And like I said, I do have a video, and I did see lightning in the distance, but the storms really never arrived here. They kind of fizzled, so... this is the scene I was looking at for a while, the shelf cloud on the horizon. And it just stayed there. It wasn't really getting any closer, as you'll see when I take the video. But there was some pretty cool cloud formations to look at in the distance. If you were high up, you could see them, the shelf cloud there. And if you were in the city, I'm sure the shelf cloud was a lot more impressive. This was all we could see from here in Mineola. But you had to be high up to see anything. This was probably the best shot of the storm right here. But you'll see in the video. And then, see again, there's the sky from the storm. Again, one more photo there. And then this evening, we had a period of light rain. It just became a rainy mess. And then the sun did wind up coming out just about an hour before sunset. But other than that, we just had a rainy mess here. It was not anything all that impressive. So let's go to the radar rewind right now. We're going to go to Ventu Sky, actually. Let's do that. And we'll rewind the radar and show you what happened. Obviously, nothing much going on right now, but if we go back to around 3 o'clock this afternoon, you'll see the line in New Jersey here approaching. So I'll soon move this back to 2 o'clock. You see the line move into Jersey, and then you can see how start really getting intense around, again, that Union County area in New Jersey into Staten Island and Brooklyn, especially. You can see that bow looks like right at Brooklyn right there, that bowing area. That's right. I believe Brooklyn is right there. It's Bensonhurst. So that Bensonhurst is the one that got hit. You can actually see the microburst on here where the bowing is. And then as the storms kind of got toward us, still looked like a solid line in Queens, but then as we got toward 420, it just kind of fizzled out. There was a piece that went over the Long Island Sound and another piece that went off the South Shore, and then it just became a rainy mess for the next hour or so across Long Island, and it really didn't get any more storm activity. So kind of a bust here on Long Island for those of us who were hoping to see a storm, and I kind of was, because we really haven't had many storms this summer. All the other areas of the Tri-State area are getting storms, but Long Island just keeps missing out on them for the most part, especially in my part of Long Island. So let's go back to the Weather Service webpage now, and we'll take a look at our statistics for the day. And I got to look at the weather map as well, but we'll go to the statistics here. go here. Islip. So Islip, we had a high of 84. So we're 2 degrees above normal for the day at Islip. Central Park, 86, just a degree above normal. Fairly close to normal for temperatures. However, their humidity was definitely higher. If we go look at the map, you'll see we have heat advisories in effect for much of the Midwest, all the way up into Nebraska. And north of that, in South Dakota, we have a severe thunderstorm watch. And it looks like severe thunderstorm warning with a tornado warning. See all these red flag warnings. We still have an excessive heat warning for parts of Arizona as well. And then you'll notice in our area, all right, the severe thunderstorm watch is gone. However, there's still one in effect for parts of Maryland and Virginia, it looks like. But for our area, you'll notice there is a heat advisory now posted. And that's because of the kind of heat we're going to have. And like I said, I'm absolutely dreading how bad it's going to be. So here, we'll click this link here, and it says here, oppressive heat and humidity Thursday through Saturday. So one more day that's going to be somewhat bearable, and then here we go with the heat. So maximum heat indexes, widespread heat indexes in the upper 90s to 104 on Thursday, with some isolated 105 across northeast New Jersey. These are the heat indexes, all right? Friday, widespread 100 to 112 degrees, likely on Friday, and 100 to 112 heat index on Saturday. It's going to be very hot and very humid, and the lows are probably, maybe the suburbs will see some 70s. I don't think we're going to get below 80 in the alley. This air conditioner is going to struggle. I hope it makes it through, because this air conditioner is gonna. I'm worried one day it's just going to break or burst into flames or something, because it's just so hot here, and nobody in this building puts the air conditioner on. I live with people who basically like to live in a jungle. All right, so it just makes it that much worse. Another reason why I got to move the hell out of here. This is going to be the last summer I'm living here. I can't survive another summer here. I'll be dead. Heat advisory in effect for much of the region on Thursday, and excessive heat watch warning may be needed for Friday and Saturday. A cold frontal passage will bring relief on Sunday. So we are going to have, this will probably be the more significant heat wave here, and of course we all know the heat safety and all that other stuff. It's gonna be absolutely brutal, and that's why I made that post saying that there's gonna be limited weather updates, because I'm gonna be getting home really late. I gotta avoid being in here as much as possible, because it's gonna be a furnace. That alley is gonna be a furnace. That alley is gonna probably get into the 110s probably. All right, it's gonna be interesting, but it's also gonna be horrible. So. Looking across the earth. So let's put the observations on the map, see what we got going on right now, because it's actually nice and cool. Temperatures are around 70 degrees across much of the island. After that rain really dropped the temperatures really quick. If we look at Farmingdale here, those storms, the temperatures dropped. It really dropped the temperatures quick. When those storms moved in, even though we didn't really get them, the temperature dropped like 10 degrees and went down to like 70, and the winds shifted to the northwest. And you also notice the dew points went down a little bit, just a little bit, but they did wind up going down. So we did actually wind up getting some, it's not too bad out there this evening, except in my alley where it's still like 77. So, but other than that, you see, not too bad out there this evening. So let's go look at our highs on the map. And you'll see highs generally were in the mid-80s across the area. New Jersey, though, got a little hotter. Upper 80s there, as well as the city. Actually, my area could have hit 88 or 89 in Carl Place. So it's possible to get 89 in Belrose. So my area might have gotten close to 90 today. We could hit 100. This area is just a furnace. 85 in Central Park, and again, you had the upper 80s in Jersey, and so around 90 in Jersey. It feels like I might as well be in Jersey. How hot it is here. Upper 60s, generally lows are in the upper 60s and mid-60s actually in Jersey. At least it cools off in Jersey. You can't even get that here. When I mean Jersey, I mean like Ocean County. All right. So let's go look at across the country so we can take a look and see the heat that's building toward us, and you'll see the heat that's building. These are the high temperatures across the country here, and you'll notice the hundreds now going all the way up. 108 in Manhattan, Kansas. 102 in Concordia. And we had even upper 90. Look at how far north the heat is. My gosh, look at this. Even South Dakota got up to 106. That's insane. 102 in the... It's got to be a record. I mean, it's not supposed to get that hot in South Dakota. North Dakota got well into the mid-90s. Look at some of these 100s that are making it all the way up to into almost Canada at this point. Saskatoon, 90. So this is the heat that's building north here. Kind of wanted to show that to you. We will take a look at it on Ventusky as well. So you get an idea of what we're dealing with here. All right. Let's go to the Great Lakes satellite image. Well, in fact, we'll go to the northern Canada, northern U.S. satellite image here, and we'll go and look at the 60-frame satellite image so you can get an idea of where the smoke is. I'll just load this for a minute. It will take a little bit of time, but it looks like we missed some of it. All right, so let's see what we got. So, yeah, you can see the smoke. It's a glancing blow. I think most of the smoke kind of stays to the north in Canada. But we might see a little bit of haze around from it. A little bit of it. Let's go to the Pacific Northwest, where they're continuing to deal with these wildfires. And, yep, there they are. You can see them right there, still burning out of control in Oregon. It's insane. This actually looks like it's generating pyrocumulus clouds, which actually can create lightning. That's not good. Let me go to the GLM flash intensity. I'm wondering if these are creating lightning strikes. Because this is something we have to be careful of. These can generate thunderstorms that do create lightning strikes here. And it looks like there's an issue with the Pacific Northwest saying we're working to construct... I don't know what's going on with all these satellite imagery that's down. It's absolutely ridiculous. We don't have MODIS. We haven't had it for days. I don't know what's going on. I really don't. It's kind of scary, actually. So let's go to the Great Lakes satellite view. So you get, again, a look at what that... Yeah, you can clearly see that there is smoke in the air here. So I think the air that we're going to be getting when this heat wave, unfortunately, we'll be dealing with a little bit of smoke as well in there. So it won't be a blue sky, that's for sure. Probably be hazy and, and the heat, along with the ozone production from the heat, will probably make it even worse. Because of all the vehicle exhaust. So let's go to the Ventusky next. Go back to the Ventusky, and I just want to show you the heat that's going on across the country here. So again, we are looking at all this heat that's kind of making its way up. You can see, look at this heat here that's just making its way up. We'll put this at 4, actually. Look at that, hundreds all the way up through Kansas. And again, going way up into Canada, the Southwest still dealing with a lot of heat. And Canada, too, well, not that bad, 70s. There are some spots in Alaska that are in the 80s. I mean, look how warm it is this far north. It's absolutely nuts what's going on, and quite scary. Even Greenland's got some warmth in there. So really concerning, really, really concerning. But anyway, let's go to the models now and talk about this heat wave that we're going to be having. So you can see the ridge building here. There's the ridge there, and it's going to give us a west-southwest flow. At least the isobars are close together, so that means it'll be a breeze, but it's going to be a hot and humid breeze. And for Friday, the breeze gets less, so Friday will be worse probably than Thursday. And then we have that chance of showers and thunderstorms. It's trying to develop overnight. And this is maybe just instability stuff. And then we await this cold front that will come through on Sunday and bring an end to this this heat wave, which will be probably the worst heat wave of the summer. We actually haven't had any big heat waves this summer. It's just been consistently above normal every day. So let's go to the HRRR. So HRRR not showing anything for tomorrow, but our next chance of rain might be overnight Thursday. It's like a little bit. This is what's going to shift the winds off to the west. And you'll see there could be a possible heat of the day shower or thunderstorm that could develop. A little bit of instability there in the air on Thursday evening there. So let's look at our dew points and our wind flow. And this kind of tells the story. So we will have northwest winds to start tomorrow. West winds. Dew points slightly lower than today, but it'll still be, I would say, moderately humid with dew points in the mid and upper 60s. And then you'll see as we you see that west wind does become southerly in the afternoon, so there will be a sea breeze. And then as we get into Thursday, this is when it gets brutal. Though it is showing more of a southwesterly wind. So it's more like this. The South Shore could get spared the worst of it, but I still think we'll have 90s in Mineola. Jersey, forget, you're going to bake. And you can see how high these dew points are. So dew points in the mid 70s. So looking at your air temperatures for tomorrow. Tomorrow will probably be the last, somewhat okay day to be outside. We'll have probably mid to upper 80s for highs and be close to 90 in the city. Obviously, tonight it will drop back. It will probably get quite cool tonight, probably, by the way. Probably have lows in the 60s and maybe even a little cooler than that in the Pine Barrens, perhaps. Not where I'm living, of course. Not cooling off much tomorrow night. And then Thursday, here comes the heat, though. The HRRR seems to have it confined to New Jersey only, and it seems like it gives Long Island a break. So we have a little bit of a disagreement in the models. And the HRRR may be underdoing it because we'll show you the GFS. And the way those isobars are oriented, I'm thinking it's going to be more of a killer west wind or a west-southwest wind on Thursday. So let's go to the GFS next, and we'll look at the dew points and wind flow on the GFS. So you'll see here for Thursday, it's showing kind of a west-southwest wind here. So with that kind of wind, the only cooling influence will be right at the beach or way further out east with that kind of wind flow. And then as we go into Friday, this is when it really gets brutal because we'll just have a basically west wind with no sea breeze at all. And then Saturday, here we are still dealing with the west wind, no sea breeze at all on Saturday. So you're going to go through 2 days without a sea breeze. And then Sunday, we finally bring an end to it. You can see the drier air moving in. But let's look at our temperatures here because this is the GFS. And this is what I'm more leaning toward here is that we're going to be dealing with 90s on Long Island, mid-90s on Thursday. For tomorrow, probably won't see 90, but we'll be able to definitely, I think, get our first heat wave, which is 3 days of 90 in a row on Long Island, I think. And the city could get it, starting tomorrow. New Jersey definitely will. And then you can see 90s not dropping off much at night, lows in the mid to upper 70s, though I think that we're going to have lows in the 80s in this area. Dante's Inferno, which is what it's going to be like here. And then here we go, or Dante's Steam Sauna, however you want to look at it. For Friday, it seems like it backs off a little bit on the high temperatures, but I think we'll get mid-90s again. And maybe some areas, you see that white, some areas could get close to 100 perhaps, definitely in the mid-Atlantic areas. And then Saturday, still dealing with the heat, 90s still, but that'll be the last day. And then Sunday, it comes to an end. We'll have temperatures go back into the 80s. But we have a brutal stretch of weather coming up, and we'll know even more about it tomorrow night. We'll have more models to look at. Let's go look at the skies. So you'll see skies for your tomorrow. Showing fairly clear skies as far as there won't be too many clouds around. There could be some haze. Thursday, we'll see more in the way of some clouds, probably high clouds, and if there's any convection, we'll get some clouds from that, of course. Friday, probably, showing not that many clouds, but it could be very hazy. Saturday, and then we get into the clouds more Saturday, I think, with the approaching cold front, and then hopefully we can push them to the south on Sunday. And of course, this is your weather map right here, and you can see there's your ridge starting to build. We'll get this. This is all gonna congeal into a big ridge. So let's go to the smoke models and go to the vertically integrated smoke here, and you'll see that for the most part the smoke is staying to the north. A little bit of it may come close. The 27th, not really showing much. So again, not really showing much smoke in the air with us, though. I'm thinking maybe it's underestimating. We'll have to look. This is a vertically integrated smoke. I'm not even going to show you the near surface smoke because it's barely showing anything on the vertically integrated. I can show you the near surface smoke, but it's really, you can see here, it's mostly keeping it in the Great Lakes area and then kind of pulls it northward. And you can see it's actually showing a fire that's going to probably use lightning. It's going to start. Sometimes it actually predicts, I think it predicts where the fires are going to start. But you can see lots of fires still burning in the Northwest Territory. So with some only a matter of time before we're dealing with that smoke again. And yeah, we'll deal with a little bit of it this week. It won't be thick, but it's just going to make the heat that much more unpleasant. It'll just be a little bit of smoke. HRRR smoke model. Let's go to the 0Z run here. We only have 18. Yeah, it's supposed to go out. All right, let's go to the 18Z. All right, let's go to the vertically integrated smoke on the HRRR. And I will go back to the RGM to look at the skies, but let's look at this first. All right, so this is, yeah, it's showing most of it going to the north. It's showing that big mass of smoke basically going to the north. So we have a little bit of it, You'll see some smoke, some haze. Probably, especially tomorrow, I think. But other than that, it won't be all that bad. Let's look at the near surface smoke, just for the heck of it, and see what we can get there. So just because there could be some smoke near the surface. You're probably not going to smell it, but you'll notice the air having some haze to it. Between that and all the ozone that's going to be generated as you get that heat and combining with the vehicle exhaust, you can clearly see it actually gets better on Thursday. So tomorrow I think will be worse with the smoke, though it won't be as hot. But anyway, let's go back to the RGM. Lastly, to look at the skies. Back this all the way up over here. So here is your day tomorrow. Not showing much in the way of clouds. Maybe a few patchy clouds, but it could be dealing with that smoke. Maybe some scattered cirrus. Thursday we'll be seeing more in the way of cirrus, and then you could see some more clouds come in again with that area of the instability that might wind up developing. So it's almost like a little instability trough here that's coming through, and then Friday we'll be seeing some passing clouds, and it's just going to be really hot and hazy and just absolutely horrible to be outside. So it's going to suck for I think Thursday, Friday, and Saturday are 3 really absolutely miserable days. Friday probably being the worst of them all. But that is going to wrap up this weather update. One more day before it gets really hot, and we go and deal with some of this heat that everybody else has been dealing with. We haven't really been dealing with too much big heat. We've been dealing with just a lot of humidity, but now it's our turn to deal with it. So have a good night, and thank you for watching.